You angel means good tidings. If you got a few minutes to hear me out, I'll prove that I mean what I say. Now, this is pulled directly from the Domestic Mail Manual as pertained to the penalty mail stamp system. And it says that the definition of indica is an imprinted designation used on all mail to denote payment of postage. It doesn't say prepayment, it just says payment. And as far as I've always been told that it's got to be prepaid when you're dealing with the mail. Now, indica. Signs, marks, conjectures, which result from circumstances not absolutely certain and necessary, but merely probable, and which may turn out not to be true, though they have the appearance of truth. The term is much used in the civil law in the sense nearly or entirely synonymous with circumstantial evidence. It denotes facts which give rise to inferences, rather than the inference themselves. However numerous indica may be, they only show that a thing may be, not that it has been. So when they put that little thing up there in the corner, it has no value. I mean, it hasn't been paid yet, and it has no value compared to my autograph. My autograph has more value than that whatever that is, that printed paper there. Short paid mail is mail with insufficient postage, which must be assessed upon delivery to the addressee. That's me. See what I mean? It's up to me to assess the tax. And it's, I mean, I don't want to be rude. Please hear me though. What I'm saying is a benefit to you as well. Official mail, also known as penalty mail, is sent by U.S. government agencies relating solely to the business of the United States government, which is authorized by law to be carried in the mail without prepayment of postage. For this standard, agencies are departments, agencies, corporations, establishments, commissions, committees, and all officers and authorities of the U.S. government authorized to use penalty mail. That's everybody. That's all of them. Everybody that's sending me stuff that's got this little sticker on the side on this printed paper, that's them. And it says down here that franked mail is official mail sent without postage prepayment by members and members-elect of Congress and other authorized individuals. That's me. Yes, the Postmaster has authorized me to do this. Please believe, because the mail is a piece of money. And if you don't believe me, look here. I mean, it says right here, the postage and the fees are paid. And this is official business. And there's a penalty that they're going to pay me because they put it in try to slide it in here private without paying the postage. It hasn't been paid, or it would say prepaid. It'd have an adhesive stamp on there. Straight up. The post office establishment of the United States is of the greatest importance to the people and to the government. The Postmaster General shall obtain from the postmasters their accounts and vouchers for their receipts and expenditures. He shall pay all expenses which may arise in conducting the post office and in the conveyance of the mail, and all other necessary expenses arising on the collection of the revenue and management of General Post Office. He shall prosecute offenses against the post office establishment, render all the receipts and expenditures in the said department to be adjusted and settled as other public accounts. Everybody, it don't matter, every person in the care, custody, or conveyance of the mail shall, previous to entering upon the duties assigned to them, or the execution of their trusts, and before they shall be entitled to receive any emoluments therefor, shall cause a certificate thereof to be filed in the General Post Office. Every person who shall be in any manner employed in the care, custody, or conveyance or management of the mail shall be subject to all pains, penalties, and forfeitures for violating the injunctions or neglecting the duties required of him by the laws relating to the establishment of the post office and post roads, whether each person shall have taken the oath or affirmation above prescribed or not. Postmaster bond, with good and approved security, condition for the faithful discharge of the duties of such postmaster. That's why they gave you a social security number. You were not supposed to take that to a privately owned corporation doing business as, you fill in the blank, DMV, for one, the Department of Motor Vehicles. That's a for-profit enterprise that has a DUNS number and everything. It is not government. You were not supposed to go down there and give them that number. You were supposed to come here to the post office and bond yourself to conduct commerce through the mail. then that's where we've messed up. That way you get a diplomatic immunity passport so you can travel. That's what we're trying to do here. And like I said, this applies to, you need to be doing this as well. I mean, and postmasters at the office of delivery are hereby authorized, and it shall be their duty to remove the wrappers and envelopes from all printed matter and pamphlets not charged with letter postage for the purpose of ascertaining whether there is upon or connected with any such printed matter or in such package any matter or thing which would authorize or require the charge of a higher rate of postage thereon. I mean, we got a duty. It says postman, a person employed. Okay. Postmaster, the officer appointed. Okay, there's a difference. I mean, we have an office that we're supposed to be manning. The right and corresponding duty to execute a public or private trust and to take the emoluments belonging to it. A public station conferred by the appointment of government and embracing the ideas or tenure, duration, emoluments, and duties. A civil office. I mean, it's a trust, and that's what you I mean. It's beyond the control of legislator. A post office. Such a place to constitute a post office may be a building, an apartment in a building, a desk or a trunk or a box to be carried about a house or from one building to another. The place of deposit is the post office in this sense. Hence, feloniously removing a letter out of the place where kept in a post office is stealing it from the post office. So if it's in an envelope ready for mail, it's a post office. Straight up, you see it. This is straight out of Bouvier's and Anderson's Law Dictionary. The federal Constitution protects trustees as citizens throughout the continental United States, but corporations, not being citizens as that word is used in the Constitution, do not have the privileges and immunities of citizens. Corporations cannot enter another state except on the terms which that state prescribes, but trustees under a will, under express declaration of trust, are natural persons and are citizens in the fullest sense under the Constitution, and as natural persons possess both state and national citizenship, are entitled to all the privileges and immunities of citizens in several states. The Creator controls. So as long as the corporation exists and you haven't creaturized it by turning it into a trust, you have no rights. That's what they just told you. I didn't say it. Look here. Federal Constitution tell you. You see what I mean? Federal statutes tell you this. Not me. A treasury is a place where the money is deposited. And according to this act from Massachusetts back in 1912, which was before they did the Federal Reserve Bank, they made the post office our bank. The people's bank is the post office. That's the treasury. That's where you're supposed to have your valuable stuff at. You're not supposed to be paying for this box for y'all to put stuff in there. No. You're supposed to put your stuff in there for to be protected in a brick and mortar building by the military protects it. A passport is given to travelers intended to protect them from all molestation. Diplomatic officers of the United States and citizens of the United States are entitled to such. I mean, it's that simple. A safe conduct may be given for an indefinite period. Grantor of safe conduct pledges to protect the holder and to punish any person subject to his command who may violate it. This proceeds from the supreme authority, and the document is indispensably necessary for the safety of every neutral person. This right here is where they gave it up to the banks. The national development of thrift and savings will bring into being financial resources heretofore untouched by the American banker. This savings campaign, built upon a sure and lasting foundation, will present a new field for the American banker. The public turns to the banker for advice and information regarding its investments, and the individual will expect to find that his bank is an agent of the Treasury Department. And that's how they got in your back door. And you take them your social security number, and you're not supposed to do that. It says it right here. They used to give you this when they gave you the social security card. And it says the social security card should not be used for cashing checks and similar purposes. Now, why in the hell am I standing here holding a $3,000 check that I never was able to cash because I wasn't giving my number to them? Because it says I don't have to do that. If you don't think you want to say that's old shit, well, here it is. They're fixing to come with this Banking for All Act. You can look it up right now. And it's going to tell you that in this Banking for All Act, a postal retail facility, the term postal retail facility means post office, branch, whatever, that's there to provide retail postal services. And it goes on to say that that postal retail facility, it means the United States Postal Service. Each postal retail facility and each member bank with consolidated assets of not greater than shall be reimbursed. Yeah. Authority and mandate. In areas where access to physical member bank branches is limited, including in low or moderate income geographies, designated disaster areas, distressed or underserved non-metropolitan middle income geographies, as designated by the Federal Financial Institutions Examination Council, Federal Reserve Bank shall partner with postal retail facilities to ensure access and availability to application and account services for all residents and citizens of the United States and to businesses domiciled in the United States. So what I've read to you before this is on the books now, and when they do go to this, the people need to be making a trust when they do it. If they don't, they're just doing the same shit that they're just going to make somebody at the Fed their custodian of their account. Office has got to be found. You've got to find it. The post office is properly a mercantile project. It is perhaps the only mercantile project which has been successfully managed, I believe, every sort of government. The capital to be advanced is not very considerable. There is no mystery in the business, and the returns are not only certain but immediate. Nothing is lawful money of the United States but gold or silver coin, United States Treasury notes, or fractional currency. National bank notes are not such money. Public money. Hang on a minute. Isn't fractional currency? They said that that's some... No, they lie. Look, postal currency. The first issues of paper representatives of parts of a dollar issued by authority of Congress were called postal currency. This issue was soon merged in others of a more permanent character, for which the latter and more appropriate name is fractional currency. They just lie. I mean, a station is a post office. Penalty envelopes are so named because the warning printed on penalty for private use to avoid payment of postage $300, because that's what they're doing. Franking, yes. My autograph has value, and it's recognized. I'm a postmaster. Who else is going to master my post? I'm not sending this shit to my grandmother. I'm sending it to the IRS and to these government agencies. You can see by what it's labeled to. So quit. What are you doing? Not picking it up. That's unacceptable. That's insubordination, is what it is. An address, a remonstrance or petition made by a parliament to their sovereign. Yes. Sovereignty, or sovereign, chief ruler with supreme power, one possessing sovereignty. It is also applied to king or other magistrate with limited powers. In the United States, the sovereignty resides in me, and you, and all of us. Okay? Money is that metal, be it gold or silver, which receives authority by the princes and press to be current. For as wax is not a seal without a priest, so metal is not money without the impression. That's why we have the Federal Reserve. That's why I need you to make this money order out right here. That's because that's what it is. Because a money bill, it says right here, bills are projects of law providing for raising revenue and for making grants or appropriations of the public money. In practice, the power has been confined to bills to levy taxes in the strict sense of the words, and has not been understood to extend to bills for other purposes which may incidentally create revenue. Which means just because y'all overlooked it don't mean that it ain't the way that it is. I found it, and I'm here to collect. I'm not playing. I ain't going out like this. Look around you. Something's not right, and I'm showing you how to get it right. And I'll be damned if you're going to stand in the way. I mean, I'm sorry, but you're an employee here, correct? And I don't mean any harm. I do not mean any disrespect. But this is unacceptable, and I can't stand here and just take it. I'm homeless. I'm a refugee. I got the warranty deed to prove it. You can go down to the courthouse and check for yourself. You're going to see Jerry Bourne's ass get put in a slammer over it. So, I mean, you think I'm playing? I'm not. And I don't have time for this type of shit. No more. Like I said, creator, the being who creates. Creature, a created being, also one who owes his fortune and rise to the favor of some great man. To creaturize, to make one his creature. And until you do that, you're controlled by the state. And I'll be damned if you're going to stand here and be in my way. Estate. To estate is to fix in a particular estate or condition, to settle an estate or property to condition, more especially to the rank or condition, the possession or property, also to the general establishment of government. There is no government until we do this. That's why you are not going to be standing here telling me, no, I'm wrong. Because I'm right. And I will leave it at that. Thank you very much for your time. I'm out.